Hey everybody, Arthur here with another figure review. Today we finally got all the parts needed to build the MCU Thanos from the Infinity War movie, and I am stoked. Now, I was against this figure a lot. I didn't like his head sculpt and all that stuff, but let's put them together and let me give you my final overall review and what I think of this figure. So let's go ahead and start putting them together. Pop that on really nicely. Body is definitely really hollow feeling. Arms and everything sort of popped in really nice too. All right, there we go. All put together. Looking great. Thanos all put together. He's a pretty hefty Build-A-Figure. It's not too bad. A little hollow up in the chest, but lower part's pretty thick. And that sounded bad. But either way, let's go ahead and take a closer look as he's all put together. This is the head that everybody thought looked awful. And I don't think it's a bad sculpt. I mean, I really think it's the eyes. The eyes are just so tiny and light blue with the dark purple around it. It just sort of like the eyes get lost. And then they use this super shiny plastic, which you can see as the light's hitting it. I mean, it's just reflecting off of everything. And it takes away from the sculpt and the different color lips, because he does have a different shade in his lips. So overall, and then I got like a weird mold chunk right there. But I mean, the ears are sculpted really nice. Like it's a good head sculpt. Just needs to be more of a matte color, but still doesn't look as bad as we were all thinking. I mean, he does have that weird little little smirky face. But yeah, it's Thanos from the MCU. Now, as for head articulation, he can look up like so, and then he can look down that far. So he can look back that far. There we go. And it's weird because his like head overlaps like his armor. It's weird. Like, look at that. But I guess if he's looking up, it would maybe like fold. I don't know. It's armor. I don't think it would fold. But the biggest thing about this Build-A-Figure that really drew me to it, besides people making fun of the face and everything, is his body. I love the texture. Love the armor look. It is a very nice looking body. His arms, on the other hand, you know, they have the cool markings throughout. Arms can go up, full rotation. Got the bicep swivel. You get the single jointed elbow because he is a bigger character. And you get the wrist rotation and a little tight, but it does wrist bend there. This is the Infinity Gauntlet arm. And then same articulation here. He just has the human arm and still the wrist bend and everything. Again, continuing, like even touching this plastic, it feels almost like a really smooth, almost can give off like a slimy feel to it. But I mean, it's still awesome. Like the sculpt work in the elbows, like it's a good figure so far that I've been sort of checking out. You know, it could use some shading, could have used a less shiny plastic, but altogether, you know, once you have it all together, it does look pretty solid. And what really is the saving grace of this figure, even though I got some paint missing right here, this body, like the body is so good. It has the texture, the sculpt, the armor just looks so good. And even his little belt thing that keeps moving, that's sculpted very well. And it's like a softer elastic, so you can actually, you know, move them around. And then we get into like his Infinity Gauntlet. It actually is a nice color to it. It doesn't look like it's Kraft macaroni and cheese. Got all the different stones in it. The sculpted detail is just, it's gorgeous. Add a wash to it though. I mean, it definitely could use that, because it'd make all these like little knuckle parts like pop. Like all the sculpt work would pop if it had a little bit of a wash to it. But I mean, that's just insane. Let's see if we can get it angled up. There you go. Look at that detail. Looks so good. And even how they painted some of the stones, they almost look like they could be like translucent stones. How the light hits it and everything. So I definitely dig that a lot. Let's put his arms straight. Then he does have ab crunch. Let's see how bad this is. Actually, it's not bad at all. So he can lean forward a decent amount. How about leaning back? Oh, he can lean back quite a bit. Doesn't really look bad. If you angle it, you can see the disc changer right there. You just pop a disc in there, and it's not as thick enough to be an 8-track player. So on the back, why Hasbro? You have this awesome texture, and then you just stop right there. Just stops. That's disappointing. This little area so far out of the figure is the most disappointing part of it all, because I want to lean forward with them. I don't want to have a... would it have cost that much more to get that little bit of extra texture? I don't think so. Then we get into his waist. His waist swivels. And I really can't see bookshelf hips because I know they're going to be there, but you really can't see it because of the belt. As I'm all rotating it off the camera, I'm like, yeah, he rotates. And you guys are like, what is he doing? I can't see what he's doing, guys. But he does do the splits very well. And he does have the thigh cut because that's where we popped it in there. And that's okay. It doesn't only... It breaks this line right here, but it's not that much of detail that it's breaking up, so I can accept it. So, and it's going to be tight because that's reconnected. It's got the double jointed knee, and come on, knee. That's stiff. Let's see if the other one does. There it goes. Jeez. So his knees are stiff, but there's double joints, and then his feet are bendable and pivotable, and like this chunk right here is sculpted really, really well. Boots look great. The armored knee pads look great. It's a very, very solid figure. Did he deserve as much criticism as we gave him? Yes and no. As a collector, as a fan, you know, everybody's going to have their gripes. I really wished we would have got a helmeted version, but just an alternate head, a little bit more shading in the skin. There could have been pretty big improvements, but if you've seen the movie, I mean, I'd say, what, 90% of the film, he didn't even have a helmet on, so this is really how he's rocking in the movie. And that movie was just so good. So good. I'm not going to do any spoilers, but in my opinion, best Marvel movie ever right now. So well done. And let's go ahead and grab some random figures and let's do a size comparison. So there we have it. We actually have some size comparison. I did the Infinity War MCU and some non-Infinity War MCU. So sort of comic MCU, whatever you want to classify it as. I separated them. All right. I separated them. So as you can see, you know, height, you know, he is towering over Spider-Man and Gwenpool. Then he is still towering over Iron Man. And a pretty big, hefty figure, in my opinion, is still Nuke. And, I mean, Nuke is small. It's so small. Like, that's just crazy. So, this figure is a hefty figure. Worthy of a Build-A-Figure, you know? And being called a Build-A-Figure. I think he is a great figure. Yeah, we could have used a open-handed gauntlet. We could use the helmet. Could have used a lot of things for it. But again, we can nitpick these figures all to heck, and honestly, they're still gonna be flaws. Art has flaws. I mean, I do art myself, and I know if somebody's saying, "Oh, this is an amazing piece. This is great. This looks great." As an artist, I know that there's issues with it because I created it. So we're nitpicking this, but I guarantee you there might be something else that the creator of it's just like, man, I'm not happy with it. You know, it's just, that's how artists are. I've never met an artist that says I love all my work. But yeah, we can nitpick these. But for MCU Thanos, pretty solid. You know, I got to do the Diamond Select one. We'll do the side-by-side and compare those, and then we can definitely see. But as of right now, this guy, he's worthy. The Wave is definitely worth the money, you know, and right now I'm sure you could pick a lot of them up for under retail. So that is my review of the new Infinity War MCU Thanos. So if you guys like what you saw, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new to my channel, as I'm pumping out videos. I'm trying to do them as daily as I possibly can. And I want you guys to hit that bell notification so you know when I pump those videos out. And as always, good luck hunting, keep on collecting, and have a beautiful day.